Many people think that being single means something is missing in their life. And sometimes they look at other people in relationships and they feel like they are behind or doing something wrong. But the truth is, being single is also a part of life, and it can be a very meaningful and important time, even if it does not always feel that way.
Yes, and sometimes when you are single, you don't always feel strong or confident about it because there are moments, especially at night or when you see couples outside, when you feel a little lonely and you start asking yourself questions like, why am I alone? Or will I find someone? And those thoughts can feel very heavy.
That is very true, and I think many people listening right now understand this feeling very well because being single is not only about being alone, but it is also about how you feel inside when you are alone, and sometimes those feelings are not easy to explain.
Yes, and sometimes you are okay. You feel peaceful, you enjoy your time, and then suddenly, for no big reason, you feel sad, and you don't even know why, and that can be confusing.
Can I ask you something, Carol? Something very simple, but also a little personal, and you can answer slowly, just like we want our listeners to practice.
Yes, you can ask me anything. I'm ready.
How do you feel about being single right now in your life?
Hmm, that is a very real question, and I think my answer is not just one feeling, because sometimes I feel good, I feel free, I feel like I have time for myself, and I can do what I want without thinking too much. But at the same time, there are moments when I feel a little empty, like something is missing, even if I don't know exactly what it is.
That is very honest, and I think many people feel exactly the same because being single is not only one feeling, it is many feelings together, sometimes good, sometimes difficult.
Yes. And I think one of the hardest moments is when you want to share something like a good day or a small success, and you don't have that one person to tell immediately, and you think, I wish someone was here to listen.
Yes, that moment when you want to say, today was a good day, or something nice happened, and you don't have that special person to share it with, that can feel a little lonely.
But at the same time, being single teaches you something very important, and that is how to be okay with yourself, how to sit with your own thoughts, how to understand your own feelings without depending on someone else.
That is a very powerful idea because many people think happiness comes from another person, but sometimes happiness starts when you learn how to be okay alone, even if it takes time.
Yes, it takes time, and sometimes it is not easy because you can say, I am happy alone, but then your phone is quiet the whole day, and you think, okay, maybe I'm not that happy.
Yes, that is very real. When your phone is too quiet, it can make you feel something, even if you were feeling fine before.
And then you start checking your phone again and again, even if you know there is no new message, and you just hope that maybe someone will text you.
Yes, that small hope that maybe someone is thinking about you.
Exactly.
But let me ask you something a little deeper, and maybe this is something many people think about but don't say. Do you ever feel pressure from other people, like friends or family, when you are single?
Yes, sometimes people ask questions like, why are you still single? Or don't you want a relationship? And even if they don't mean anything bad, those questions can make you feel uncomfortable, like you need to explain your life.
Yes, and sometimes you don't even have an answer. You just say something simple like, I haven't met the right person, but inside you're still thinking about it.
Exactly. And sometimes you start comparing yourself to others, like your friends who are in relationships, and you think, they are happy, why am I still alone?
But what we don't always see is that every person has their own timing, their own story, and their own path. And being single is not a problem, it is just a different part of life.
Yes, and sometimes being single is actually a chance to grow, to understand what you really want, what you need, and what kind of relationship will make you happy in the future.
That is very important because if you don't understand yourself, it is very hard to build something strong with someone else.
Yes, and sometimes people go into relationships just because they feel lonely, not because they're ready, and that can create more problems later.
So maybe being single is not just waiting, but preparing.
Yes, preparing your heart, your mind, and your life.
Can I say something personal too? Something that maybe some people will understand?
Yes, go ahead.
Sometimes I enjoy being single. I enjoy my space, my time, my freedom. But at the same time, I miss having someone who understands me deeply, someone I can talk to at the end of the day. And sometimes that feeling comes quietly, but it stays.
That is a very real feeling.
And sometimes I don't say it because I think maybe it sounds weak, but I think it is not weakness, it is just being human.
Yes, it is not weakness, it is honesty.
And maybe many people listening right now feel the same, like they are strong, they are independent, but they also want connection, and that is okay.
Yes, you can be strong and still want love.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes being single is also funny because you have these moments where you talk to yourself or you imagine conversations in your head, like you're practicing talking to someone.
Yes, that is very true. Sometimes you imagine a whole conversation, and in your mind, everything is perfect.
Yes, in your mind, you say the right words, you're confident, you're calm, but in real life, you are quiet and shy.
That is why practicing simple English like this is important, because when the moment comes, you can say something real, even if it's simple.
Yes, like saying, I enjoy talking to you, or I feel good when I am with you. Those are simple sentences, but they mean a lot.
Let's say it together. I feel good when I talk to you.
I feel good when I talk to you.
Again, slowly. I feel good when I talk to you.
I feel good when I talk to you.
Yes, just like that. Simple, clear, honest.
And maybe one day when you meet someone, you will not feel so afraid to say it.
And maybe one day when you meet someone, you will not feel so afraid to say it.
So instead of thinking, I am alone, maybe you can think, I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming ready.
That is a beautiful way to think about it.
Yes, and you are not alone in this feeling. Many people are single, many people are learning, many people are waiting, just like you.
And maybe the most important thing is not to rush, not to compare, and not to lose yourself while looking for someone else.
Yes, because the right person will not complete you, they will join you.
And until that day comes, you can still live. You can still smile. You can still grow.
And you can still say, I am okay, even like this.
You know, Carol, sometimes I think being single is like walking through a quiet street alone at night. It feels peaceful, but also a little scary because you notice the silence and it makes you think about all the things you want, all the people you care about. And sometimes it makes your heart feel heavy, even if your mind is calm.
Yes, and sometimes when you are alone, you talk to yourself more than you talk to anyone else. And it feels a little funny, like, am I crazy? But then you realize maybe this is how we practice being honest with our own feelings.
Exactly. And sometimes I imagine conversations I haven't had yet, like saying things I am too shy to say. And in my head, it's perfect. I'm confident, I laugh, I smile, I say exactly what I feel. But in real life, I pause, I hesitate. And that is okay too.
Yes, and sometimes you even imagine someone saying the same things back to you, and your heart feels light, even if it is just imagination. But those moments are real in a way because they show what we truly want, and that is part of being human.
And I think being single teaches you patience, patience with others, but also patience with yourself. Because we can't force connection and we can't rush feelings. We can only learn, grow, and be ready for the right moment, even if it takes a long time.
Yes, and I think also being single sometimes makes you appreciate small moments more, like a friend texting you, a smile from someone on the street, or even enjoying your own company with a cup of tea. Those little things can make your heart feel full in ways you didn't expect.
Exactly. And maybe people who are watching this right now, who feel lonely, who feel quiet, who feel like no one is thinking about them, I want to say this. Your feelings are real. Your loneliness is real. And it is okay to feel this because it is part of your story and it is part of becoming stronger, more understanding, and ready for deeper connection.
Yes, and it is important to remember being single is not a problem. It is a time to explore who you are, what you want, and how you want to live. And it can also be fun, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. There is freedom, there is growth, there is laughter, and there is self love.
Yes, I know sometimes people feel like I'm lonely, I'm single, I want someone, and it can feel heavy. But if you allow yourself to enjoy the small moments, laugh at your own thoughts, smile at yourself in the mirror, or even talk to a friend about silly things, it can change the way you feel, slowly, one small step at a time.
Yes, and even when we feel lonely, we can still be kind to ourselves. We can still smile. We can still say, "Today is okay. I am okay." And that little sentence, simple as it is, can make a difference in your heart, even if no one else says it to you.
And maybe that is the lesson of being single. It is not about having someone else complete you. It is about learning how to enjoy yourself, to understand your feelings, to face loneliness without fear, and to know that one day when the right person comes, you are already whole, not because of them, but because of what you have learned about yourself.
Yes, and maybe one day we will meet someone, or maybe we will remain single for a while. But the important thing is we keep living, keep learning, keep laughing, and keep loving ourselves, even in quiet, even alone, even in the moments that feel hard.
And I think many people listening right now can relate to this. Maybe you are feeling quiet tonight. Maybe you are feeling lonely. Maybe you are feeling unsure. And that is okay, because these feelings are part of your journey, and you are not alone in feeling them.
Yes, even if it feels quiet, even if it feels hard, remember there is a path forward. There is growth, there is hope, and there is always tomorrow to practice happiness, practice laughter, and practice living fully, even as a single person.
And maybe if you can smile softly while listening to this, even a small smile, even a little laugh at your own thoughts, it is a step. A small step toward feeling better, toward understanding yourself, and toward preparing for the life and connection you deserve.
Yes, and remember, even when you are alone, you are learning, you are growing, you are becoming ready. And one day, all of this practice, all of this patience, all of this understanding will make your heart even stronger for the right person, or for a life you love, even alone.
You know, Carol, sometimes I think being single has many advantages that people don't always notice. Because when you are single, you have the freedom to do what you want when you want without thinking about someone else's schedule, mood, or preferences. And that freedom can feel really refreshing, like a quiet morning when you can drink your coffee slowly and enjoy your own thoughts.
Yes, that is very true. Sometimes I wake up on a weekend and I realize I can spend the whole day doing exactly what I want, whether it's reading, walking, or even just resting. And it feels very peaceful, like I am in control of my own life, and I don't have to compromise with anyone else.
Exactly. And another advantage is that being single can give you time to focus on yourself, to understand your own feelings, your goals, your dreams, and even your mistakes. Because when you're in a relationship, sometimes your energy goes to taking care of someone else, and being single gives you the space to take care of yourself first.
Yes, and I think it also gives people the chance to try new things, maybe learn a new hobby, travel to a new place, or meet different people. And that experience can teach you a lot about who you are, what you like, and what you want in life, which is very important for personal growth.
Yes, and maybe one funny advantage is that when you are single, you can eat whatever you want, watch your favorite shows all night, or even dance alone in your living room, and no one judges you. And that kind of freedom, even if it seems small, can bring a lot of happiness.
Exactly. And sometimes people think being single is sad, but really it can be joyful, exciting, and even empowering because you learn to enjoy your own company. And that is a skill that helps in every part of life.
But at the same time, Carol, being single has its disadvantages too, because sometimes, even with all the freedom, you can feel lonely, especially when you see other people in relationships and you start comparing yourself, wondering if you're missing out or thinking, will I ever find someone?
Yes, and I think the hardest part is when you feel like you have no one to share small moments with, like when something good happens, or even something small like a funny story or a problem, and you realize I don't have that special person to talk to right now, and that feeling can be heavy sometimes.
Exactly. And another disadvantage is that sometimes single people feel pressure from society, family, or friends because they expect you to be in a relationship. And even if you are happy alone, hearing questions like, "Why are you still single?" or "Don't you want someone?" can make you feel judged or anxious, and that's emotionally challenging.
Yes, and even though you are learning to enjoy your own company, there are days when the silence feels too quiet, when you wish you had someone to hold your hand, someone to laugh with. And that's normal because human connection is important, even if we are independent.
Yes, and maybe the disadvantage is also that single people overthink. They imagine conversations, worry about the future, or feel insecure about themselves. And without someone close to reassure them, these thoughts can feel bigger than they really are.
Exactly, but at the same time, those disadvantages can teach lessons about patience, self love, understanding, and emotional strength. And even though they are difficult at times, they prepare you for the future, for a healthy relationship, or even just for living a strong, independent life.
Exactly. And maybe this is the key. Every advantage and disadvantage of being single has a purpose. The freedom, the learning, the loneliness, the self-reflection, all of it together helps a person grow. And one day it will make your heart ready to connect with someone else or to enjoy life fully, even alone.
Yes, and that is why we want people listening to feel, even if they are single, even if they are sometimes lonely, there is value in this moment of life. There is growth, there is learning, there is happiness to be found, and there is hope for the future.
Yes, and maybe we can all remember to smile at ourselves a little more, laugh at our own thoughts, enjoy our freedom, and appreciate both the advantages and disadvantages of being single, because both are important for understanding life and our own hearts.
Exactly, and maybe even send a little message to a friend, go for a walk, enjoy a small treat. Small things like that can make the single life feel a little brighter and a little more full, even when no one else is around.
Yes, and with that in mind, we can take a deep breath, smile, and think about our journey, about learning to be happy alone, learning to grow, learning to prepare our hearts, and learning to understand that being single is not a problem. It's a stage of life full of lessons, emotions, and growth.
And maybe by accepting both the joys and the challenges, we can find peace in being single and even excitement for the possibilities that life has to offer, because every moment teaches us something about ourselves, about others, and about love.
And now we want to hear from you.
How do you feel about being single?
Say it in simple English.
Write in the comments.
Even one sentence is enough.
We will read your comment.
And if you enjoyed this video,
Like the video
subscribe to the channel
and keep learning.
because your English.
Can express your life.
See you in the next lesson.